Yo, hey, what's going on everybody? Alex with you here again as usual. Thanks for dropping by for yet another chess video. It's always great to see you guys coming back and watching my videos. For all those of you guys who are new to my channel, welcome. Don't forget to subscribe if you want to see more videos. And for those of you guys who are going to hopefully enjoy this video, please be sure to hit that like. Those likes really help out considerably. In today's video, we're going to be taking a look at a new chess set that I just recently acquired from House of Staunton, the 3.5-inch King Knubbel chess set. Knubbel, hopefully I'm pronouncing it right. If I'm not, please correct me in the description below. Looks like they didn't even spell it right. Well, it's the Knubbel chess set, one of the chess sets that I've been keeping my eye on for a considerable amount of time. And although House of Staunton isn't the only place you can get a Knubbel chess set, I believe if you type in the Google search the Knubbel chess set, you're going to get a couple of different search results. But the House of Staunton one that I felt like just felt and looked like it was going to be more of a quality chess set, and that's what I was looking for. I was looking to get a chess set that I could really feel proud of and add to my chess collection. And right now, if you're watching this video in December 2023, I believe that they might be running some holiday deals. I think that this particular chess set was priced at about $270-ish on House of Staunton at the time that I purchased it, but I ended up getting 35% off. I think they're running 25% at this time, plus I have the 10% additional gold membership discount. So yeah, 35% off, ended up cutting the price by about $100, which kind of landed it more so in a price with what I would expect to pay for this chess set, which was about $181 or so, and free shipping. So I really was debating or not, when am I going to get this chess set? I've really wanted to get it for a while, but the price of it was sort of in that range where I felt like, you know, I could end up paying $120, maybe $130 for this chess set, but didn't really feel like I was going to purchase it for anything over $200. Interestingly, if you type in Google search for the Knubbel chess set, you'll notice that the price, sort of the average price for this particular chess set, is around $200. So House of Staunton sells it, hey, we're doing a really good deal right now. You know, it's usually like $270 or something, but you'll get this for around $200 or so if you're lucky for the holidays. Well, I don't know how much it usually sells for. I almost feel like, I don't know. I'm not sure if they alter the prices. I doubt they do, but it almost always to me seems like every time I go in there and they have a really big discount going on, I'm like, well, wait a minute. You know, was this chess set really $270 like 4 days ago when you guys didn't run the sales? I mean, I'm sure it was still $270. I'm sure. I'm not saying anything about them, but it just seems to me like every time they run a really big sale, suddenly the prices are like, whoa, these are biting prices there. But anyways, super excited today to show you guys this. I am having my juice here. It is not alcohol. It is not sangria or anything like that. I don't actually drink alcohol at all. And even though I'm excited, I'm actually excited for the chess set. I'm excited to show it to you because, like I said, this has been one of my core chess sets that I've wanted to add to my collection. The core ones being the very sort of chess sets that I've really wanted or sought after. And those will include actually like a really nice Cook chess set, the 1852 Paulson, which was like my original chess set that I have, that I still have. I would like to get a really nice Morphy chess set. I wanted to get the Knubbel. I wanted to get the Hungarian Romanian chess set. I wanted to get the Austrian Coffee House, which I did. Yeah, so some of the ones that are representative, like the antique, I really wanted to get the Dubrovnik, and I got it from Royal Chess Mall. So yeah, this is really like one of the core ones. As you will see, it's a chess set that might not be appealing to a lot of people, especially those that are really looking for something to conform to the standard Staunton style. But it's probably going to be appealing to some people, some collectors out there, and hopefully if you're watching this video, you might find these pieces appealing as well. I'm wearing this shirt, by the way. This shirt's probably about 16 years old. There's a picture here I'll show you. It was me like 13 years ago wearing this shirt. So there's that. Why am I telling you guys this? Well, I know there's some people out there that will continue to come back and watch some of my videos because I had some people mention that they just enjoy the enthusiasm that they find here on this channel, and I try to make these videos not just about here, you know, I'll just show you these chess sets, or here, I'll just show you like this whatever, because nowadays there's just so many channels that you guys will probably agree with me. Some channels, they're so like, I don't know, they're put together, and then they use some kind of a robot voice to do some explanation, so that people don't even bother like you know, talking in front of the camera, because I don't know, for whatever reason. Or you'll see some people that, you know, have a decent channel going on, and they're all the time they're telling you stuff, and they're like reading across the board, and you can see their eyes are moving, and you're like, oh God. You know, that's the reason why my videos are the way they are, just because I do want to put some personality into them. I want to make them more than just showing, hey, let me show you these, you know, pieces here and good luck, have fun. I've had recently one of my subscribers and longtime followers, who's pretty much seen every single one of my videos. I was talking on the phone with him, Mr. Rick. Rick, shout out to you if you're watching this video. Yeah, Rick actually was the one that brought up the idea. He said, you know, I wanted to sort of give you a compliment that I enjoy watching your videos because I feel like there's personality in it, you know. And yeah, let me show you guys. Just this morning here, I was taking my son here on the scooter, and it was really cold. You ready?
Full of shells.
Full of what? It's a little cold today.
And this guy said, creepy alligators in the water.
In my ears. Oh yeah. So yeah, you know, we are all human, and we do things. We don't just show up in front of the camera, and you know, our life goes on when the camera goes off. This is something that I do a lot. I'll take my scooter out, especially when the weather kind of is nice, and we'll go down the streets and go to the lake, throw some stones. You know, I like to be able to enjoy life. And I hope to each and every one of you guys to take the time to really enjoy life to the best as you can, you know. I feel like it's really important. We're only here for a very short period of time, and so we should be able to find stuff that we enjoy, like chess, and also other things besides chess that we find enjoyable and that give our life balance and motivation. Okay, anyways, yeah, so I got this. This is a box for the Knubbel chess set that I will open up here in just a second. It came in a bigger box wrapped around with a lot more stuff, and on top of the box it said fragile. The shipping was actually pretty quick. I think I ordered maybe like Thursday or so, Friday maybe, and it showed up now, so maybe a couple of days, and I paid $0 for the shipping. Then again, I'm only like 2 states away from House of Staunton warehouse. Interestingly, on top of the box, when I opened this, came this little voucher here. Maybe you guys can see it, maybe you guys can't. Little voucher says, with your purchase, right over here, with your purchase you get 1 month free diamond membership with chess.com. Scan this barcode here and get your 1 month free. Or go to go.chess.com /HOS. So I went in there, and they didn't require any information as far as like, oh, input the purchase number of your particular chess set. They were just like, oh, you're almost there, claim your reward, and then like they just said sign in with your stuff. I don't think this is really because I purchased this chess set, even though it kind of almost seems like it is. I just think it's chess.com is offering 1 month of free diamond membership. Afterwards, when that expires, you're going to be billed $120 per year for their diamond membership, which I do find somewhat expensive. $120 a year may seem not much, but the problem with getting on any type of payments or things like that, any type of plans or things, is that a lot of us oftentimes forget. And we may do chess.com for a while, and the majority of us will actually do it for some months, and then we'll forget. and you may not log into chess.com for a long time, and then you come back and you realize it's been 4 years and you've been having this charged to your card $120 a year every year, and then you're like, wow, I'm down $500, and I've only last time I logged into chess was like 2019, you know. Back in 2019, by the way, it was $100 a year. But anyway, so that's an important tidbit of information that I'm passing on to you. See if you can go to go.chess.com/HOS, and maybe you'll get 1 month if you're looking for that. Personally, I find that the Diamond membership to be kind of expensive. $120 is... I have the basic one. I think it's like $60 a year. I still find it expensive because the basic one used to be like $30 a year a couple of years ago, and now they upped it to like twice as much. I think what chess.com is doing, and there's nothing I have to say bad about chess.com, but they're upping the price of the basic ones so that you're going to be a lot more likely to just go ahead and join the all-encompassing Diamond membership, so that, you know, you'll get all those lessons and everything. For me, the basic is good enough. So, anyways, another thing before we get into this, and I know you guys are edging to really see the chess set. I got some books recently. I purchased some from a seller on Craigslist that lives in St. Louis. Thanks a lot. If you're watching my video, thanks for getting me these books. Yeah, I purchased them from him. Arranged it. I've got one that's the Kasparov Teaches Chess. It's from like 1984, I believe, or somewhere around there. It's a really neat book, and I've started going through it. I find it to be, some of the examples to be really quite nice. Like he was talking about pawn chains here, and how you can go about understanding pawn structure, and how that will influence your game. There's some really interesting nuances here. So I'm planning to go through some of those books. I got one book that's like from 1918 or something, or 1908 maybe. No, hold on. No, 1928. It's called The Chess Primer. I started reading this book. A lot of it's pretty interesting. They were going through in the beginning and talking about like how you're playing chess. And the interesting thing that I picked up is that they were saying that when it comes to chess boards, it's important to recognize that a chess board size, this was something I picked up that some of you guys might actually find somewhat interesting. Chessboard size should be not less than 12, I'm assuming, inches across, and not more than 18. No, it says here, for the board for convenience should be no less than 12, nor more than 18 inches square. I don't know, 18 inches square. I'm assuming 18 inches across, but yeah, so I'm not sure. They also say that if you're going to be having chess pieces, it's important to get them the right size that will complement the chess squares nicely. And if you're going to have a chess set that's either too big or too small, it's a little bit better to have it smaller than the standard size versus having it bigger. And I kind of do agree with that. I do find that smaller chess sets, they're going to kind of feel like they're a little bit lost on some of the bigger chess boards, but the bigger ones definitely I feel like are just, you know, like sometimes they're a little too much. Finally, I got this one book here. I think it's from like 1950s. It's Mikhail Tal's Best Chess Games. Yeah, so it's really, really cool. Really cool. Yeah, this is not a new book for sure. The person who sold me these books said that they had like a bunch of them, and that some of them they're gonna put out. It's 1969. It was reprinted. Originally 1961. I'm planning to go through some of these books and hopefully gain some insight that I might need to help me improve in my chess games. If you guys have an interest in me showcasing these books individually and talking about some things, or for whatever reason, be sure to let me know in the comments below if you want me to do separate videos for those. But I'm not going to take any more of your guys' time. Let's take a look at this chess set. The lighting conditions today may not necessarily be ideal since I'm shooting kind of late in the evening and I'm using artificial light, but here we've got the board. Here's the box in which this Knubbel chess set has arrived to me. The box within the box, the 3.5 inch. 3.5 actually is kind of small, but as you will see here in a minute, 3.5 for this particular chess set is about the size you would expect with this Knubbel chess set. I always love the way that the packaging is when it comes to the House of Staunton chess pieces. So everything came bubble wrapped and bubble wrapped in bubble wrap. There was a lot of bubble wrap, and it took me a while to get it all removed and everything. But inside, it was included a little cloth. I guess maybe they included the cloth for my camera lenses. No, they didn't. It's for wiping the dust off the chess pieces. That's kind of cool. This is the first time I'm seeing a little pink cloth included with chess pieces. That's neat. Yeah, here's the actual chess set. Super cool. Let me zoom in a little bit closer. Hopefully you guys are going to be able to see a little bit closer. Look at this. Look at this funny, unique looking. Maybe not funny. I find it to be kind of cool. We'll set these pieces up here shortly, and I will show you what this chess set's all about. But the coloration of this particular chess set would be categorized as, I think, antique, as opposed to just regular boxwood. We'll see here shortly. Antique means they got this sort of a light brown look with some parts where you'll see like around the night and stuff where it kind of has a little bit of a darker brown. Or you can call this like tan, maybe, I don't know. Either way, I find this particular color, it's the same color I believe that I have on my vintage 1852 Paulson chess set. It's a nice color. In comparison to this particular vintage looking color, I have an example here of some rooks from Chess Bazaar. This is another antique looking stain, I guess, because they're all sort of stained. The boxwood stained with something. I find this to be a lot more aesthetic. I might be sort of the only one, or but I know some people say that they don't really like this sort of a weird mustard yellow orangish looking color, just because I don't know. When it comes to chess pieces, this looks more vintage than this. This looks like they've tried a little too hard and then just came out with, an unsuccessful stain, and then ended up just staining it in mustard or something, But yeah, that was just an example I wanted to show you. Now, one of the things about this particular stain, it is nice, but I may have shown you guys before. Over time, what can happen is that if the pieces are dropped, or even if they're not, sometimes what happens is sort of this stain here is actually kind of a lacquered on material where it's like a little bit thick, but sometimes it'll chip off. And underneath you'll see like a lighter boxwood color. And in that situation, it's hard to be able to color it in or something, because it could stand out a little bit. Not by much, but just wanted to kind of forewarn you, if you're wanting to get a chess set that you're throwing into bags and stuff, and it's a wooden chess set, I'd probably suggest just going with like regular boxwood, so that way it's not likely to chip off, and then it might look unattractive. Regular boxwood might scratch, but it'll be better off in the long run. So those are the light pieces, okay? And here we have the dark pieces, okay? The dark pieces, I am not sure. I believe they're ebonized boxwood. They look too shiny to be sort of genuine ebony. I know genuine ebony has more of a dull, dark look, but I'll double check it. But I'm pretty sure that for the price that you were seeing it, it's probably ebonized boxwood. Yeah, let me just pull the camera down to the chessboard. We'll take out some of these pieces and I'll talk about the shape of them and tell you guys why I find this chess set to be unique and interesting. Alrighty, my friends. So yeah, here we go. These are the kings right here. Take a look at these. This is definitely different from a lot of the chess sets. As you can see, the shape and everything is just, it's crazy. I mean, I'm not saying it's bad. It's just so different. I mean, take a look at this. First, we'll start off with just the overall shape of it. The pros to this particular chess set that I would say is maybe the reason why some people would even want to collect it is it's a fully functional chess set. Size-wise, shape, weight, everything It's nice. I mean, it's not your regular Staunton chess set, but you can immediately see that the broad base and the sort of height of the base, the really nice felt on the bottom, not like your light green felt that we see, for example, with some of the other chess sets or some of the plastic chess sets. This light green right over here from Chess Bazaar. This is nice. It's nice. It's quality. This is the dark blue-green, the felt that I've talked about that sort of differentiates some of the more luxury chess sets from some of the less luxurious chess sets. But yeah, look at the shape of it. So we don't have a cross on the top. We've got this ball. The ball that we've seen in some chess sets like the Dubrovnik. No cross. Really cool. Then it sort of descends into, what do we usually have? We usually have some kind of a top on top of the king, whether it's got sharp edges. Here, it's just this pancake-looking thing. And then it dives into these, in my opinion, really aesthetic number of different rings, with the body of the king being basically nothing more than, maybe if we exclude this ring here, but really just this. That's wild. This is a 3.5 inch, so it's not too small, it's not too big, but I feel like due to the overall size of the base and just the weight of it being really nice and balanced, I feel like 3.5, you don't really lose a whole lot. It definitely looks aesthetic. This king here that we see right over here is actually a 3.625, I believe. 3.625 Cook chess set from House of Staunton. I showed this before. The reason why I'm comparing this one to this is just because 3.625 is probably the closest thing in height I have to the 3.25. I could certainly whip out like 3.75, for example, this, well, wait a minute. Yeah, so this here, I believe, is the 3.75. Not a whole lot of difference, but this is the Fischer-Spassky 3.75 chess set from Chess Bazaar. But you can see definitely like how much different as far as the overall shape these kings are to like what we would expect from like Staunton-like kings. I mean, we usually have in most of the kings some kind of a top that's separated from the rest of this neck or body, whatever you call it, by a couple of rings here. This is like completely going against most of the rules. Yes, we do have some rings here that are separated at a slight distance, almost like a pre-Staunton chess set, or at least has some influence to the pre-Staunton one. Then we have another ring here that almost like doesn't give up. And then we have just this. This is like nothing. And yet the base here is taller than the bases here. It's kind of wild. It is wild. It's pretty cool. So yeah, weight-wise, I'll bring my weight scale here in just a second and just weigh them all out. But I have to say they're really well balanced. They're well balanced, at least for the kings. They're easy to grab. They're really nice and smooth. That is one of the reasons why I ended up going with House of Staunton when I wanted to choose my Knubbel chess set. Is because I know that House of Staunton makes quality chess sets, and I really wanted something that I could add to my collection and not have to think about maybe like reselling it or anything down the road. So I wanted to get something that I'd be proud of, and I feel like quality-wise, it's a really nice chess set. Let's go ahead and move on to the queens. The queens you will see here shortly are just as wild looking as the kings, but we'll take these away for a second. There's the queens. There they are. Look at this. If you didn't think this was wild, look at the queens. I personally find them to be kind of cool. First of all, the very first thing you see on the top here, we have no little bubble on the very top or anything like that. We just have this little dome-shaped area. These queens and this entire chess set almost like reminds me of when you know, people that are into arts and stuff will say that like the most aesthetic car is like the original Volkswagen Beetle. Yeah, it kind of looks that way. You got these like little sort of spikes that we usually see, but from the side of it, I mean, clearly we can see that they both came from, you know, the same design. Clearly we see that this is like a family that we found that are all sort of related to each other, because you could tell that they're all kind of funky looking. But you've got these really nice rings. You got one ring here, then you got a second ring and a third ring that actually drops down a little bit to separate, and once again gives us this sort of a, I believe the height of this ring is about equal or somewhere in that area. And then it drops into the base. The bases actually look very similar. Wouldn't you guys agree? I mean, they're about the same. So that's kind of funny. Same type of nice, beautiful felt. And the same sense of good balance overall. Like, they are well and balanced. Like, they're good. I feel like if you buy this chess set and you're kind of concerned before purchasing, like, hey, is this going to be well balanced? I feel like it is. You know, it's not to say, is this going to look serious? I don't know. Let's jump into what the bishops. If you thought that these pieces look kind of funny, wait till you see the bishops. I'm gonna take these away for a minute, and maybe I'll leave this for a second, just for size comparison. These here are bishops. Bishops. Look at the top of it. Kind of looks slightly weird. Slightly. Let me hold on a second. Do the bishops look slightly inappropriate? I don't know. Maybe they just kind of look funny, don't they? They look to me like, I'm not gonna say what they look to me like, but they do kind of look weird. First of all, size-wise, here's a pawn from the Cook chess set, and the bishop. The bishop is right there. Yeah. So, funny looking pieces. The pawn is almost as tall as these bishops. They did manage to put a little slit in here. Yep, we got the slit, just like we usually have, some kind of a slit in the bishop. But the Cook 3.7 or whatever. Here's the bishop for the Cook chess set, and a bishop we would expect to be somewhat of a representation of what a Staunton bishop would look like, especially from the pre-20th century era. They had this area being nice and wide, sort of this classic look. I like these classic looking bishops. And then we have this. This is definitely like interesting. Similarly, we have a smaller base, but the base is still wide enough and the pieces are nicely balanced. This chess set isn't super heavy, but they still put in some kind of a weight in the bottom of these pieces, so we don't have a lot of wobble and it looks really good. I mean, as far as the balance of it, it feels great. But the look of it is definitely interesting. Moving on, the knights. The knights are coming, guys. These are the knights. I don't know, we'll just conveyor belt this. I don't know why I'm continuing to show you the other pieces, but just for the comparison of the height and everything. The knights are right here. Not super tall. Once again, they do look a little bit different than some of the other knights that we've seen, some of the other knights that we're used to seeing. Here's a knight from the Cook chess set right over here. Here's the knight from the Knubbel. So you can tell that the width of the top here, there's a significant sort of a drop off here, and we have the base. The base being as wide, if not wider, than the bishop. Wider, actually. But if we compare our usual knight that we see, what happens is we have this shape where it's sort of slender at the top, and then it will sort of diverge into the base, and then the base is sort of the continuation of the shape. That's not something we see here. We see this sort of a relatively thin top. Starts off about the same thickness, and then it drops off the same way. And then it goes into this base in a very sort of a sharp way. I've seen this with some of the other German knights from that era. So it's kind of interesting, certainly from a functional standpoint. The fact that this knight doesn't really have that many details makes it really easy to grab. It's got a nice good base, once again, very well balanced. It's easy to grab, and you do have enough room. They're not super small, so it's not bad. But it might not necessarily suit everyone out there. It looks different, okay? And both the light and the dark. The top here, you could see we've got the ears here, maybe some other part of the mane, maybe, or horns, something. You got two of them. You got two ears, two weird-looking things. Probably part of the continuation of the mane. The knight does not look very detailed. It's got this sort of like semi-scared look. There's enough detail, I feel like, to say it's a knight, definitely, compared to some of the other knights. We have plenty of detail. Nobody's going to confuse this for our bishop, for sure, because the bishop's got this very characteristic look. Nobody's going to confuse anything with that bishop. Yeah, so that's that. Yeah, interesting looking knights, not super tall, but taller than the bishop. So, not as tall as the queen. Yeah, here we got the rooks. In comparison to the size of the king, here's the king, here's the rooks. Rooks aren't super large. One of the things that I like about the detail in this rook is the sort of actual little lines that have been engraved. It's not just sort of a picture of the part here. It's actually these little circular lines that give it like a more of a tower feel, like a defense tower, where you would see something along the lines of like where the bricks are laid that way. So it looks kind of cool. They're well made, and I feel like they are made in such a way that if I was to show you these rooks separate from the rest of the chess set, you'd say, oh yeah, that must be the Knubbel. That must be the Knubbel chess set. Yeah, so definitely, especially considering how we have these bases all sort of very similarly made, to where the base kind of creates a significance, to where the piece themselves kind of come up to a point, and then you got the base that's very similar with all these chess pieces. Yeah, what do you guys think about the rooks? They are going to be a little bit shorter than our knights, and they are going to be a little bit taller, or maybe about similar height to the bishop. As far as the way that they're felt, I feel like the ergonomics of it is pretty good. Just that you would expect this chess set to behave like a 3.5 maybe, or maybe not. Actually, to be honest with you, the fact that all these bases are so large, you could expect this to feel more or less like a 3.75, even like a 4-inch chess set, just because the bases are actually big enough to be comfortably sitting on a 2.25-inch board, in my opinion. And we'll take a look. I'll set this up on this particular board here in just a second. We'll see whether this chess set feels like it's got enough room, or maybe I'll bring a couple of other chess boards and we'll see whether or not we need a smaller chessboard for this particular chess set. Funny thing is, the funny thing is coming. The funny thing is, my camera might not focus on these because they're so freaking small. These are the pawns. These are the pawns. Weird looking pawns. Definitely small. This is in comparison the pawn to the this is the pawn to the Cook chess set, and this is the pawn to the Fischer Spassky chess set. So we can see that in comparison to these pawns, which have nice large top here, larger here than here, this is just interesting. It's different. It's we got the base that is almost as big as the actual pawn. If they just made, I don't know, if they didn't even have this little, very little top on the top of it, this little tiny, what may kind of be like a ball, I would say that we wouldn't lose much. Just have the base. Make this look like a checker chess set, because this is I don't know, it's different. What do you guys think? There's this, not necessarily a circular top, but more of a sort of like this mushroom looking. These look like little mushrooms. I don't know. And then at the very top we got the little tiny point here. Aesthetically, I guess they chose not to have a round ball. And instead they wanted to have this weird looking shape that I don't even know, mushroom shape, I guess. Big bases, not super heavy. I'd probably say, we can weigh these, but I would say maybe 10 grams. Not super duper heavy. Let me bring my weight scale and then I'll actually measure these for you. So at this point in time, you guys are probably wondering, like, why did you buy this chess set? Just because I feel like I want to make this channel a little bit more of a comedy channel from this point forward. No, there had to be a reason why I bought it, and it's because I like it aesthetically. I like this chess set. I like the way it looks. I might say some things that, you know, sort of kind of make it seem like I feel like this chess set's, you know, maybe a little too silly looking, but I actually like it. I do. I like the aesthetics of it. It's different. And for a chess collector like myself, or like you, for example, different is still something perhaps worth considering. So, as far as the weight of this chess set, let me just give you guys an example. Okay, I'm going to start off with weighing the Cook. Now, the Cook chess set from the House of Staunton, the video to which I reviewed a number of months back, I think it's been like a year and a half maybe. This is actually a very heavy chess set. I feel like they put a really nice heavy piece of weight in there, but this thing is actually 101 grams, which is really quite heavy for a 3.625, I believe. In comparison, the Fischer-Spassky 3.75 actually weighs on 55 grams. Now the Knubbel chess set, the King, the Light King, actually measures at 59 grams. So 59 grams for a King that's actually like so squatty looking, in my opinion, as I've told you guys before, I feel like there's definitely enough weight in this particular King to make it feel solid. Even more solid than the Fischer-Spassky chess set. So, I mean, we're taking, this is an outlier. The 3.625 Cook chess set, they must have put a metal piece that probably extends up to the half of the way up of the King to be that heavy. I mean, it really does feel like you could probably throw this at somebody and, you know, could inflict some damage possibly. But the King, the Dark King from the Knubbel chess set, measures at 56, so there's not a whole lot of difference there, just a few grams. I've noticed that in some of the like more elegant chess sets, more luxurious chess sets, or chess sets that cost a little bit more, there's not too much variation for the most part between the light and the dark. But I've noticed also that in some of the cheaper wooden chess sets, sometimes you can get a variation that is almost as much as 15 grams in some cases. Moving on, in comparison, once again, the Light Queen for the Cook chess set measured at 92. I mean, 92, that's crazy. The Queen to the Fischer-Spassky was at 49 grams, and then the Queen to the Knubbel was actually 48 grams. So right around the same weight as the Fischer-Spassky. 48 grams is not terrible. We've seen some chess sets that were able to get away with a lot less and still be pretty stable. The Dark Queen is at 47, so just about the same. So yeah, moving on, the bishops. A bishop from the Cook chess set measured at 56. The bishop from the Fischer-Spassky measured at 36, so quite a difference there. And then the Knubbel, 34. So yeah, it's not terrible. About the same weight as we see with the Fischer-Spassky, and then the dark one measured at 31. So a couple of grams difference, but for the most part, as far as the way they feel, they don't feel that much different for you to be like, oh wow, I'd much rather play with the white because it's got more... No, it's not. It's about the same, to be honest with you guys. Alright, moving on. The Knight from the Cook was 54 grams. the knight from the Fischer-Spassky was at 41, and the Knubbel knight was measuring at 33 grams. So 33 grams, once again, not terrible, nice. I really like the fact that it's balanced. The bases are so big that it just makes it a balanced set. 33 grams for the Dark Knight. Alright, moving on to the rooks. Rook from the Cook set feels heavy, and it is, 65 grams. The rook from the Fischer-Spassky, 39 grams. So 40, 55, and... no, what was it, 65? 65, 39, and the Knubbel is at 33. So a little bit lighter. 32 for the dark one. So 33, 32. Not too bad. Let's take a look at those pawns. I wonder if the pawns are going to be significantly different. The pawn to the Cook chess set measured at a whopping 31 grams. I believe that the 4.4-inch vintage 1852 Polson chess set, which is like one of my larger chess sets, I believe, if I'm not wrong, the pawns were like 25 grams. 31 grams for a 3.625 inch. That's wild. That's wild. That's a heavy set right there. 31 grams. I mean, that's unheard of. Fischer-Spassky, 22 grams. So, heavier, lighter. Here we go. 14. It's not bad. I mean, we've seen some plastic pawns that measured sub 10. I feel like if you go too far under 10, you'd probably be a little bit on the light side when it comes to pawns. It's not bad. It's not terrible. The shape of it is probably what is the giveaway to the fact that it's going to be, you know, a little bit lighter. Interestingly, 17 for the dark pawn. So, yeah, 17 or, let's see, 14 for the light one. 17 for the dark one. I wonder if the other pawns weigh the same. 15 for another dark one. 18. Let's keep them coming. 18. 19. What? You know, I think, oh, this one's heavier. No, 19. 19, so. 19. Seems like, yeah, I don't know. There's a little bit of a weight difference, basically. So they all look the same, but maybe when they put in the weight on the inside, it's going to be slightly different. And then that could produce, you know, just understand which ones are lighter and which ones are heavier. So when you're playing your game, sacrifice the lighter ones first. I don't know. Well, anyway, so that's it for the weight. I'm going to go ahead and put some of these extra chess sets away, and we'll set this up on the board so you guys can get an idea as far as how it looks. Yeah, so exciting chess set. By the way, today only, I'm running the special where I'm actually going to be 35% more enthusiastic than I am on my regular videos for you guys only. It's just a holiday special. Usually I'm pretty angry on a lot of my videos and I'm screaming, as you guys can see. But today only, it's going to be a lot better. Just don't go and see my other videos where you'll realize where I'm about the same as I am on most videos. Yeah, but I'm gonna let you know that just today's only. Today's only 35% more. Yes. Let me show you the piece. Alrighty, so here we have the 3.5. What the heck is that? 3.5 inch King Knubbel chess set, set up on this lovely board from House of Staunton. As I've already told you guys. By the way, the length of this video is just for you guys, the holiday special. I'm going to be making it 35% shorter. So most of the videos are definitely more than an hour, but this one's going to be about 40 minutes probably, somewhere in that range. So you're welcome. Anyway, so yeah. Really cool looking chess set, to be honest with you. This is a 2.25 inch board. As you can see from the very top, we have a good amount of space for our chess pieces without them feeling like they are either too big or too small. It's the bases of these chess pieces that really make them feel like they fit in on a standard tournament size board. So technically these chess pieces are kind of tournament style, almost. I probably wouldn't take this to a tournament. You could, I mean, you could buy this and then just show up with this chess set. I don't know what the people are gonna think if you pull this chess set out on an official tournament, but I don't know. They might find it very unique and very aesthetic. I think that the chess pieces look really quite nice. Once again, if I had to get this particular chess set, the Knubbel, I'd probably get it from House of Staunton. I probably would not look for it on some of the other websites, just because if you're going to get one of these, you want to get a good deal. You want to get a chess set that actually looks nice, and this one I feel like really does look nice. It looks kind of funny, but in my opinion, it looks nice. By the way, you do get 2 extra queens, as usual. So, if you guys were wondering about that, yes, we get 2 extra queens, so you can play with this chess set the way you normally would play. Yeah, it's really, really cool. What do you guys think? I might be a little bit wobbly walking around the room here trying to show this chess set to you guys, but yeah, here it is. I really don't think that you would need a smaller chessboard for this to feel like it fits in. A 2.25 inch fits pretty well. I'm gonna go ahead and pull out another chessboard just to sort of show you guys by comparison to see if this particular chess set would fit on a smaller board. Here's an example of a slightly smaller board. Not by much. I actually compared the size of the squares and it was a little bit smaller, but not too much. This is actually a board that is used to play at the World Chess Championship events and all the big time tournaments and things like that. So if you're at like a grandmaster chess level and you're looking to substitute the official chess pieces with maybe the Knubbel during the event, you just say, gentlemen, I have a substitution to make, and whip out this Knubbel chess set. And yeah, I wonder what they're gonna say at that point. But yeah. No, what I want to show you guys is basically that on even a slightly smaller board, a slightly different looking board with different wood, it really does look nice. It really does look nice. I probably wouldn't push for too small of a board for this particular chess set. I probably would not try to get a board that's smaller than 2-inch squares, to be honest with you. I feel like the ideal size for these particular chess pieces would probably be along the lines of 2.25 somewhere. Probably not a 2.5. While we're making this video, I might as well set these up on a 2.5 board to just show you how it looks. This board is actually a board that I've used to show you guys quite often, but haven't shown it to you in quite some time. Actually, one of my other favorite boards. This is a 2.5-inch square Elm Burl Bird's Eye Maple Traditional Superior chessboard. It's a veneered chessboard. I can leave you guys a link below. It's one of my all-time favorite chessboards, just because of how like smooth the surface is, and just how, like, in my opinion, any chess set, to be honest with you guys, can look really good on this particular board. Like this chess set looks good too. It's a 2.5 square inch, so it almost might seem like the pieces are a little bit too small, but they're not. As you can see, they still have plenty of space, and they don't feel totally lost. I don't know. I feel like even though the pawns look very miniature-like, it's the large bases that basically give the pawns enough structure and enough size to where visually they look like a normal chess set. But yeah, that's kind of what it looks like. A little bit of an awkward angle, so sorry guys. But yeah, as far as the way that they feel, even though the pawns themselves, like I said, they're kind of a little bit smaller tops here, but when you're picking these pieces up, they're really nice. They slide well. They move well. I don't see any. I don't really feel like these pieces are too small. I feel like they play nicely. It really does play more or less like a 3.75 chess set. And even though all the pieces look, like I said, they look pretty squatty overall. I feel like it's nice. It's you know, it's a nice looking chess set, as you guys can see over here. It plays well, especially on a nice board like this. He's like, I got a question. I know a buddy of mine, Larry, that I play chess sometimes with, and we always have a really hard time finding the time to get together and play. But if Larry is watching this video, which he probably will not be, or will not be to to this point, but Larry, if you are watching this video, would you consider playing on this particular chess set out of all the different ones that we have? Would you consider playing it? Yes, no? What is your opinion of this particular chess set? And for the rest of you guys, what do you think about this unusual looking chess set? If you already owned a Knubbel chess set before, let me know what you like about it, and whether it's your favorite chess set or whether it's a chess set that you've recently acquired, what's your opinion of it? If this is the first time you're seeing a Knubbel chess set, let me know what you think. Hopefully by making this video I was able to kind of give you guys somewhat of a better idea as far as what to expect out of this particular chess set. Final conclusion, when I initially saw this particular chess set on House of Staunton, I thought to myself, like, okay, okay, what is this? But eventually I kind of grew to like it. I grew accustomed to it because I've seen it in a number of different places. And now that I actually have it, I'm happy that I purchased it. I'm happy that it didn't cost $500. I probably would have priced this particular chess set at around maybe $150. So it's got good quality, at least for this particular one. I find that the pieces are polished and made well. The felt that's used at the bottom is nice and luxurious. The pieces feel good in hand. There's no splinters or anything. They feel balanced. That's the most important thing to me. Ergonomically, they're easy to grab. Even the pawns, like I would expect that the pawns being so small, it would just feel like it's not enough material to even normally play a game. But I feel like no, it's very much so a normal looking chess set. It's not a normal looking one, but it feels like a normal chess set. So for any of you guys out there that might be interested in something unusual or unique, yeah, I think that this might be a chess set that some people might find to be a nice addition to their chess collection, possibly. If you guys are interested in this particular chess set, be sure to check out a link below. I'll leave a link, and let me know. Hope you guys enjoyed this video, and be sure to hit that like button if you did enjoy the video. Leave in the comments below what your thoughts are about this particular chess set, or your thoughts are about anything really, and I'll see you guys in the next video, okay? Bye-bye.